All right, what to do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the mic, keeping the vibe alive till the wheels fall off, and I'm joined by a very special guest sitting to my left. Shaw Calhoune is in the building. Yeah, man. Listen, we at Sizzle Baltimore in Baltimore right now. I know this is not necessarily what you frequent all the time, but you know what I'm saying? We here, and it's a legendary spot where a lot of artists have come through, a lot of, influential people have come through. And we got one of the up-and-coming guys, one of the up-and-coming purest rap artists that I've listened to, and I loved his previous projects. I want to definitely get into his backstory, but I certainly want to get into, your albums a little bit, talk more about, your EPs. So we're going to get into that. So first off, what is the Shaw Calhoune origin story?
The origin and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Born Silver Spring, Maryland, you know what I'm saying? Definitely had a strong music background. You know, so my pops, he collected vinyl. My uncle, too. Like, everybody on my father's side collected vinyl.
Yeah.
And then pretty much during that time when I was younger, I was listening to what my mother was listening to, which was current. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, I was getting the best of both worlds.
Right,
and
yeah.
So, but also, you know what I'm saying, sports is very heavily in my family. So, that took off on me. So, I started doing that first.
Okay.
But then, it didn't work out as planned or whatnot. So, I fell back on the music after college. So, ever since, 2016, I've been grinding ever since. So,
oh, man.
Yes,
that's
sir,
dope,
yes,
man.
Now
That's
I'm
dope.
here talking to you now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I was able to hear, a really, really solid piece of work in the Rudy tape first.
Yes,
That was,
appreciate it.
man, when I heard that, I was like, who is this guy, bro? I need to meet this guy. I need to listen to more of his music, tap in, because I think, the way that you approach hip-hop, the way that you approach, some of these songs it's rare. You don't really see it often,
Appreciate it. I take that as a compliment, man.
Yeah, for sure. It is. From me to you, from Mike on the mic right here, you heard it first.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I definitely, want to get into some of your influences too, right? So you said you got best of both worlds. You were able to get a lot of that musical mix that was able to, move your palette to a more expanded place. In your opinion, who was your most influential in terms of hip hop, in terms of artists?
Yeah, in terms of hip hop, just like that '90s era, just to sum it all.
Oh,
I can talk about it, name it all day. From Tribe, Wu-Tang, Nas, Mobb Deep, you name it. You know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite Tribe album?
Favorite Tribe album? The Low End Theory.
Ooh, that's the right answer.
Yes.
Man, absolutely, yeah. And I like saying that. I like seeing artists who pay homage to the previous generation and really tap into the energy that was cultivated in the '90s, like that. Golden era of hip hop was
indeed.
Always,
always want to give salute and give thanks and whatnot, but I, at the same time, I always try to create my own lane. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're my influence, but I'm just carve out. You know what I'm saying? My niche. You know what I'm saying? Specifically.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I think that's that's one of the traits of a great artist, right? Like you can be influenced, by 17, 18 different places, but it's about using those influences to make your own unique sort of craft. And I certainly hear it in your music.
And to my bad to cut you off.
You good.
And to add on what you talk about, I have a lot of non-music, non-rap influences too, like the consistency, like how I approach everything, like it's my last. I got that from sports. You know what I'm saying? So,
dope. Talk to us more about your love of sports.
Love of sports. You know what I'm saying? I grew up playing football and basketball.
Okay.
So I'm heavy on the NFL, heavy on the NBA. Right. I'm following it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like Golden State about to take it all.
Man, they look incredible. They look incredible right now.
Right. I believe they play tonight also. So,
we definitely got to tap in with that game.
Indeed.
Yeah, for sure. What was your position in football when you played?
I played running back.
Running back? Oh, you was quick.
Yeah, it was quick. You know what I'm saying? It was all right.
Okay, I see you. That was one of my favorite positions to play whenever we was outside.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. Also, you are a part of a record label, Big Eleanor Records.
Yes, sir.
Big shout out to Big Eleanor Records. Big shout out to Danny No.
Putting this
together, connecting us, linking us, making this happen. The Vibe Respector podcast, Shaw Calhoune. We got it. We had to do it. That album was incredible. And I'm gonna call it an album, even though it's listed as an EP, because it feels like a complete body of work. It feels like not just a collection of songs. It feels like an entire theme was set. And I love that. That's my favorite album.
What was crazy was it was like Goat Cheese in my regards, for an example. It was recorded that throughout the whole weekend.
Oh, man.
Recorded Goat on Saturday, recorded my regards Sunday. So we just knocked it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ooh. Shout outs to Ben and John. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Goat Cheese. If you haven't heard Goat Cheese, make sure you go and tap into that. EP, as well as My Regards, which is recently just dropped. And you can check out our interview, as well as our review of the album itself, or the EP itself, I should say.
Yeah, I definitely was digging that one. You saw I show love to that one. You know
appreciate it, man.
Yes,
appreciate it, man.
Yes.
We got to show love to great bodies of work, and you can make sure you're going to see, more things in the future with more album reviews and more interviews like this one. So make sure you keep it locked to Vibe the podcast.
Indeed.
Also, so we did a review of your album Goat Cheese, right? And when we think about the best artists we listen to, the people who are following the most,
right,
we think about sort of their rap skill set, right? So like whenever we're considering artists, like comparing artists or comparing albums, we're talking about really the craft at which is used to make that said album, or create the career of the artist. So we think about it as like a toolkit, right? Like you got to have the beats, the bars, the lyricism, the storytelling, like this utility belt, if you will.
Got it.
In terms of your craft for your specific sort of niche in hip hop, what would you say your toolkit looks like? What are the things you focus on the heaviest?
Oh, first and foremost, I always focus on the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? The bars. You know what I'm saying? The bars, of course. And then, like, the same effort I put into the lyrics, I look for, like, the beat picking. I take, like, have extra ears, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely with the beat picking.
Yeah.
And then, executing, of course, with the recorder. And then the icing on the cake is, like, the performance, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I like that.
So it pretty much goes in, like, in that order. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, as far as the lyrics, of course, you got to check off each, like storytelling,
right,
punchlines, metaphors, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I appreciate that you put a lot of time into that. Making sure it's correct. Because that's important in hip hop. At least to me. I'm not a rapper, but like at least to me, of the albums I love most, is like that extra thought was put into that bar to make you really sit on it and figure it out 2 days later. Like, oh, that hit so crazy. Cool. And you speak to beat picking, and I think that's another one of your skills, for sure, from me looking in. It's like a lot of the songs that I was hearing was like, these beats are incredible,
Right, I got a nice ear. What's funny is my boys who they produce as well, you know what I'm saying? They always trying to get me to try to produce, but now I just want to focus on the lyrics. But I do definitely got a good ear and beat picking. You know
the taste level was high.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. So... All right, so I want to get into your albums, your bodies of work, a little bit more. But before I get there, okay, so in terms of, the work you put into making an albums and, the work you put into this crafting together songs, do you think that is that concept, that extra work ethic, that extra sort of effort is a dying concept in like 2022 for rappers?
It seems like it's a dying concept. It's just it's like the guys who do approach it the way how you just mentioned.
Yeah.
They don't get the exposure. And the ones who get the exposure, that's necessarily secondary to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just the spotlight is just not on us right now, so we just got to keep grinding. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kendrick's album just dropped.
Yes,
of course, this is like the time for the extra thought bars.
And then you see how long it took him to make it too.
Exactly.
As well. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Well thought out, the whole concept, you know what I'm saying? Everything from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Which is great. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Definitely liked it. Definitely played it a couple times actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
a couple.
For sure. Yeah.
I think I played it like 3 times that night that it came. Man, not to mention I got to review it. We got a reviewing podcast.
Indeed.
So I'm certainly going to put that extra effort into, analyzing these bars. He took all the time in the world to make it. Yeah. So it's only as a fan, it's up to me to give that same respect back.
He's definitely pushing the culture forward. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Definitely. As like the premier MC, he's definitely pushing it forward. You know what I'm saying? He's carrying the torch, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Kendrick is definitely an influence right now. Who else would you say right now is, influential in terms of really paving the way for real purist rap to be here?
Of course, like Kendrick's, like we just mentioned, J. Cole as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys on the underground level, like Griselda, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They kind of shifting the culture a little bit in a good way.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
So, Freddie Gibbs.
Yes.
To name a few.
Yeah, absolutely. Bodie James,
go
on and on. And I'm glad these guys are here. I'm glad you're here, because
Indeed.
you're keeping it really in the craft. And I need that. I need that for 2022 and beyond,
Don't worry. We got you.
For sure. So let's get into the album a little bit. I definitely, want to talk about some of the production you did. We talk about your beat selection and, how, I think dynamic it was in, Goat Cheese as well as My Regards. But talk to us about some of the producers you worked with on Goat Cheese, and then kind of move to My Regards and how, you work with your producers there.
Okay, for Goat Cheese, it was pretty much like I built a rapport with all of them through Instagram. My guy Fourth Beats, he's coming from Sacramento, I believe. And then Sprout, he's coming from somewhere overseas, so I didn't get to that part. But we talked through Instagram and whatnot, so I pretty much purchased the beats through that way through them, and they were pretty much crafted it. Oh, and my guy 15 Grams from Rochester, New York. So,
absolutely.
So, yeah. He definitely crafted as well. Yeah. Just brought it off of it, and then on My Regards, the producers on there was pretty much Four Lips, another guy from overseas, and then Ant again. 15 Grams.
Yeah.
And then, my bad. I'm kind of messing up.
All good. You're all good. We'll put it on screen.
Okay, cool.
We got you. We got your back.
Cool.
But yeah, like, I certainly feel like, there was a couple times that I was like, damn, it feels like Alchemist producers. Like, it feels like,
that's my dream. That's what I want to work with. You know
what I'm
absolutely. At the top of the bucket list.
Al, tap in.
Yes, please.
Al, you better tap in.
Have
this
your
is
people
real
call
talent.
my people. Contact me. We could just make this all happen.
We'll link Danny Nono up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I
Yeah,
promise
for sure.
to tell him to keep it a 50. You know what I'm saying? He has a habit of keeping it to 1,000. I'll tell him to keep it to a 50. Please.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had those moments. I was like, man, like, this is some high level rapping over some high level production, which is like the 1-2 punch is always dynamic, is always impactful.
Indeed.
And talk to me about at least, you talk about your beat selection. You talk about, like, choosing these songs and then crafting something for you and your idea. Like, talk to me about how you're coming up with these concepts to match with the songs.
Pretty much the concepts, you know what I'm saying? I talk over with my guy, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much I do the 80% of the work of it, pretty much writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
And, he just toss ideas, and I just take it, I just run with it pretty much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a lot of times I have my own ideas too, and he'll be cool with it just as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
That's dope.
my man over here.
That's dope.
Indeed.
I love the collaboration. That's like the craziest things have happened under collaboration, And, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm a album review connoisseur, if you will, sommelier, if you will, So, for Goat Cheese, it seemed to me the album's kind of, the main theme was like high level, high class things, like high class items and high class rap, Talk to me about what My Regards is shooting for, like the goal of the album. If I were to, I'll give you my initial thoughts first. So just off of the initial few listens, I listened to it about 4 times so far. I think that's not enough, but I listened to it 4 times so far, and all of the track names are flowers or plants.
Yeah, names of flowers. Yeah.
It just seems like the artwork or the cover art has a lot of these flowers in it.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. Maybe it was like "Give me my flowers" or like I was kind of mulling it over, but I haven't sat down on an idea yet. But it was like maybe beautiful things or think along that line. Talk to me about where you're going with the album.
Of course, just like with any other project, just good rhymes over good beats. So that's the first layer of it. And then
absolutely.
If you want to peel back the other layers, it's pretty much like how brutally honest I am. You know what I'm saying? Like in the heads up for the listener, like here's my regards.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, we giving you like the flowers or whatnot. It's
like
the flowers
okay.
of you. Like my regards, you know what I'm saying? Like my apology if I offend you by listening to this. Or how honest I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Here's my regards. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love that concept. Is that why you opened the album with kind of saying like, I thank you for listening to, because it's like I'm handing you these metaphorical flowers of like, I'm giving it to you right here.
You got it.
That's dope. That's dope. And see, I'm not too far behind. we definitely.
Because I like yours though, but I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to
see, you got to have me in the writer's room. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to confuse that with whining. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten there yet where I'm like, give me my flowers. Like,
At least while I'm doing what everybody needs to do in the community of hip hop.
Sure.
For sure. That's super dope. Man, okay, I want to get into, the features on your album don't exist, right? It's not a bad thing. I love a lot of J. Cole projects because it's featureless, and he's just like, I'm at your neck. Like, it's all me. It's everything that I think, all my ideas. Talk to me about not using features for these projects, and if was that intentional or
it was intentional because I wanted to get my point across. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to you know, mark my flag lyrically. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Between you know what I'm saying, the underground or however you want to cross.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mark my flag and stand on my own too. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? But definitely though for the soon to become the LP that's gonna come out, it's definitely gonna be features on there. You know? I'm definitely gonna reach out, do some work with some other rappers.
Okay, that's dope. Are you looking to? I mean, maybe in your area that?
Of course. Okay, definitely in the area, starting first. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so at least in terms of the area, talk to me about sort of being an artist in Maryland. You know, an up and coming artist.
I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's a great experience, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of these guys also.
You
know what I'm saying? Like guys like Uncle John, Raheem Supreme, Diamond District, you know, Odyssey, Uptown XO, Wagyu. I'm a huge fan. Like, I love those dudes. And then, like, you know, and then if you want to get to like the Rico Nasties and the Fat Trails, I'm a big fan of them as well. So I'm just a fan. I'm just loving it. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to contribute and be amongst those and be mentioned amongst those. You know
Facts.
So indeed.
Facts. Now you're definitely on my list. You know, and talk about, you know, being a part of this huge quilt of history. Really, it's like all of these musical moments. I feel like mark a time, and it's like it's almost weaving the tapestry of history. And like, if you're able to leave your mark, you can just go back and check the quilt. You know, it's just like it's all these beautiful moments in hip hop, and you know, people really telling their stories, which I think is, you know, is incredible. You know, coming from where we come from in Maryland, it's like, you know, it's a lot of misconceptions about what it's like to live here. You know, that's why we have artists that can tell their truth, you know, and really give it to you raw. And I'm glad you're.
And I think that was the problem. It's like for a while we didn't have like any rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Rappers, you know what I'm saying? Wale definitely opened it up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It pretty much started with him. So
And he was certainly frequenting Howard a lot.
I believe it.
Man,
I believe it.
Every Tuesday, here's Wale on the yard.
I'm surprised he was everywhere, pretty much. Like.
Yeah, he was certainly active in D.C. 100%. You knew when he was there. You certainly knew he was there.
Yeah.
But okay, so I feel like this doesn't get asked to artists enough. On your most recent project, My Regards, what's your favorite track, if you have one, and tell me why?
Of course, Black Beauties for Cecilia. You know what I'm saying? That was like my biggest tribute to the area where I'm from.
Yeah.
And then it was another tribute because there's two songs into one. Mm-hmm. The second song was my dedication to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Cecilia. That's her name. So,
oh, really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely. That song was dedicated to her. You know what I'm saying? So, and she loved it too. You know what I'm saying? She called me in tears, bust out tears. You know what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
She peeped it on Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So that was great.
Man, that's incredible. Shout out Mom Dukes. You know what I mean?
Shout out Mom Dukes.
Man, that's absolutely incredible. Talk to me about your mom's influence in your life. That, you know, what she's been able to do for you growing up and, you know,
just
raising
like
you.
Whatever it is that you love to do, just embrace it.
Yeah.
Regardless of how it may seem corny or embarrassing. So what? Love it.
Yeah.
Do it. That's what made you. That's what makes you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Pretty much to sum it all up.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, supportive moms, supportive parents. I love it. I love it, man. All right, so I want to absolutely give you your flowers, even though that's not what the album's about. I want to certainly give you your flowers here because, you know, guys out here that's really keeping it pure, into the real craft of hip hop. I love that. You know, you inspire me to keep it honest, you know, to make sure that I'm telling my story and exactly how I need to say it. You know, and just seeing, you know, young black men out here doing their thing is always incredible, man. By the way, Danny No, I got to bring him on camera. Danny, can you pull up real quick?
Cool, yes, sir.
I'm going to hold it like an old game show host. Danny No, Big Eleanor Records.
Big Eleanor Records. Big Ella.
I'm not used to holding the mic or being on the side.
I got to take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, okay, so Danny Mike on the Mic, of course, Vibe Perspective Podcast. Talk to me about what your role is for Big Eleanor Records and, well, at least what you could sum it up to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my role with Big Eleanor is my role with just in life in general. I'm here to push creativity as far as it can go. I'm here to define what motivation and what focus can mean. With Shaw Calhoune, he came on my radar basically when Big Eleanor started. He released the Rudy tape.
Oh,
and
man.
I had the same reaction you did.
Man.
I was just like, because I like started
Blown
Big
away.
Eleanor and I didn't know what to do as a label. I'm a drummer. I came from like a punk rock world,
Oh,
so I
okay.
was like, I need to get into hip hop. Hip hop has saved my life every day.
Facts. Same.
So I just started a label, hopped on Bandcamp,
Oh, really?
and within 2 minutes found the project. And I said, man, being a label is going to be easy. I was like, I got this within a minute. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
in the bag. Hit him up. We can talk about how that conversation went another time, but hit him up. And then just connected, and ever since we just been building. I handle a lot of like promotion, a lot of just tying ideas together, but this guy does a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just here to kind of be support and just show him that there's at least someone here who has a grand belief in his art and his
Absolutely.
craft and just him as a person.
And that shows. That definitely shows the amount of effort, the amount of work that gets put into these projects, and it's certainly showing. By the way, in terms of projects coming up, upcoming work, upcoming things, what is your vision for the future for this upcoming end of 2022 and 2023? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'll just keep it specific to what me and Shaw are working on.
Sure.
There's we got an EP in the works right now called Fly Langston.
Okay.
It's kind of like a
Ooh.
jazzy, poetry inspired, community inspired, tribute to like Langston Hughes, inspiration from
That's
Langston
dope.
Hughes with like a fly twist. Cause
Yeah.
he'd be with that slick talk. So
Yeah,
it's just
for
like,
sure.
And my mom's a first grade teacher, so like I want to do some community driven.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a community driven idea project. So we got that in the works, and then as soon as that's done, we're gonna try to hit the full length project, and hopefully we can get that out this year. So in the meantime, we're gonna be working on Fly and gonna try to get Dude as mobile as possible and just as many shows as possible.
Absolutely.
And then you'll just see me in the back, probably being Dude's security.
Man, he'll be protected. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Man, no, for sure. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys, and I'm absolutely, waiting to see what you guys have in store for the full-length project, and the Vibe Perspective Podcast is going to review it. FYI, just spoiler alert.
I mean, I know where you guys hang out now, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna find you anyway.
Can't hide that well. Man, yeah, always a pleasure, man. I go by the name of Mike on the mic. Danny No, thank you for coming. Thank you for connecting us, making this happen. And this is the Vibe Perspective Podcast, and we're out of here. Peace.
Venezuela, margaritas for a player. Neck and wrist went through a glacier. Shaw the savior. Dark school, 6 flows was the major.